Hey everyone, welcome to your deep dive today. We're going to be, you requested this one. We're going to be taking a deep dive into the future of finance, specifically how fintech is going to revolutionize banking by 2025. We got this great article here. It's called "The Future of Fintech: Top Innovations Transforming Banking in 2025." And let me tell you, it is packed with some really interesting stuff.
Yeah, one thing that really struck me about this article is it's not just talking about little changes here and there.
Yeah.
It really seems like it's going to be a totally different financial landscape in just a few years.
Yeah, right. The first thing that kind of jumps out at me is these AI-powered financial advisors. Like, I feel like AI is everywhere these days.
Yeah.
But using it to manage your money, I mean, that's a
Yeah.
whole other level.
Yeah, it is. And the article points out that these AI platforms, they're becoming super popular,
Yeah.
which makes sense if you think about it. Personalized investment advice, portfolio management, even retirement planning, all handled by these sophisticated algorithms. It's like having your own personal financial expert, like on call 24/7. And it's not even just the convenience. It's also,
Oh, yeah.
the article was saying that they might even be faster at spotting market trends and opportunities than humans,
Right.
which seems like a pretty big deal, especially for younger investors who are already more comfortable with technology anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, being able to, analyze huge amounts of data in real time, that gives AI like a real edge in identifying those patterns and making predictions that, humans might miss. And that speed that can be crucial in a fast-moving market like we have today.
Yeah, for sure. The article even mentions that there are startups that are using AI to analyze your spending habits and your risk tolerance to offer you tailored advice.
Wow.
It's like having a financial advisor who knows you better than you know yourself.
That's the game changer right there with AI.
Yeah.
That personalization it can offer takes into account your, specific financial situation, your goals, your risk appetite, and develops a strategy that's specifically for you.
Makes you wonder if human financial advisors will even be a thing in a few years. Or maybe they'll team up with the AIs and create some sort of super advisor dream team or something. But okay, enough about AI for now. Let's talk about blockchain. The article highlights how blockchain is moving beyond just cryptocurrency into the core of banking itself.
Yeah, and that's where things get really interesting. I mean, blockchain's ability to create, secure and transparent and lightning fast transactions. That's a total game changer for the entire financial industry.
So we're talking about cutting out the middleman, the banks, the financial institutions, making things faster and cheaper.
Exactly. Blockchain eliminates the need for all those intermediaries, which means lower fees and faster processing times for everybody. In fact, the article actually mentions a case study of a major European bank that's already using blockchain for international money transfers. And they're doing it instantly and at a fraction of the cost of the old way of doing things.
That's crazy. Imagine being able to send money across the world in seconds without having to pay all those crazy fees. I mean, it's like something out of a sci-fi movie.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And this is really just the beginning. As more institutions adopt these blockchain solutions, I think we're going to see even more innovative applications emerge. It could completely reshape how we think about banking and finance.
Yeah, I'm starting to see why everyone's so excited about blockchain. It's not just the speed and cost either, right? The article also talks about how it enhances security, which is a pretty big deal these days.
Absolutely. Blockchain is decentralized and encrypted, makes it really hard to hack or manipulate. This increased security, it not only protects against fraud, but it also builds trust among users. And that trust is essential for the widespread adoption of any new technology, especially when it comes to our finances.
Okay, so we've got AI advisors revolutionizing personal finance and blockchain shaking up the very foundations of banking. But wait, there's more. This article also talks about the rise of decentralized finance, DeFi, and apparently it's about to get even cooler with something called DeFi 2.0.
DeFi 2.0 is essentially the next evolution of decentralized finance. It's addressing some of those earlier limitations of DeFi platforms and bringing a whole new level of sophistication to the table.
So what exactly is it bringing to the table? The article mentions things like improved user interfaces and more secure smart contracts. But to be honest, it's all a bit over my head.
Well, think of DeFi as a way to access financial services directly, without going through those traditional banks or intermediaries. DeFi 2.0 is making this process smoother, more user-friendly, and even more secure.
So instead of going to a bank for a loan, you could borrow money directly from other individuals through a DeFi platform.
Exactly. And because it cuts out that middleman DeFi lending can often offer better interest rates for both borrowers and lenders. In fact, the article mentions that DeFi platforms are now managing over $150 billion in assets.
Wow, that's a lot of dough. It sounds like DeFi is more than just a passing trend. It's becoming a serious player in the financial world. But I have to admit, all this talk of decentralized finance and blockchain, it still feels a bit futuristic to me. Is this something that everyday people will actually be using in a few years?
It's already happening. And the advancements we're seeing with DeFi 2.0 are making it more accessible and appealing to a wider audience. The article touches on something that really brings this home for everyday life. It's called embedded finance. It's about how financial services are being seamlessly woven into the apps and platforms we already use daily. The article touches on something that really brings this home for everyday life. It's called embedded finance. It's about how financial services are being seamlessly woven into the apps and platforms we already use daily.
Embedded finance. Okay, now that sounds interesting. Give me the lowdown.
Imagine this. You're shopping online and you find something you love, but it's a little out of your budget. So instead of jumping through hoops to get a loan, you can access a payment plan right there at checkout. That's embedded finance in action.
So instead of having to go to like a separate bank or lender, you can handle everything right there in the app you're already using. That's pretty slick.
Exactly. The article even highlights how e-commerce giants are already integrating these payment plans and microloans directly into their checkout process. This makes larger purchases more attainable for people who might not have access to traditional financing.
Okay, that makes sense. But doesn't it also feel a little risky? I mean, could this lead to people taking on more debt than they can handle?
That's a valid point. And it really underscores the need for clear consumer education and responsible implementation on the part of these companies. Embedded finance needs to be approached thoughtfully, not just as a way to boost sales.
So it's all about finding that balance, right? Making these financial services more accessible, but also making sure that people are making informed decisions.
Precisely. Embedded finance has incredible potential, but it's crucial to use it in a way that benefits both businesses and consumers.
Definitely seems like something to watch closely. But speaking of things to watch, this article had one more innovation up its sleeve that caught my eye. Something about like souped up digital wallets.
Ah, yes. The rise of advanced digital wallets. These aren't your grandma's simple payment apps. We're talking about comprehensive financial hubs. That could really change how we manage our money.
Okay, I'm all ears. Lay it on me. What kind of features are we talking about?
Picture this, a digital wallet that links all your bank accounts, tracks your spending, helps you set and achieve savings goals, and even lets you manage your crypto investments, all in one place. That's the power of these advanced wallets.
Whoa, hold on. It's like a personal finance command center right there on your phone.
Exactly. The article even spotlights a leading Fintech app that does just that. It pulls together all your financial information, giving you a 360-degree view of your financial health.
I'm already feeling more organized just thinking about it. It sounds like a game changer for anyone who struggles to keep track of their finances across multiple accounts and platforms.
It is. These advanced wallets empower you to take control of your finances in a way that's never been possible before. They put all the tools and information you need right at your fingertips.
Looking back at everything we've covered today, it's clear that the future of finance is going to be drastically different from what we're used to. AI advisors, blockchain banking, embedded finance, advanced digital wallets. It's a lot to take in.
It is a lot, isn't it? And it's all happening so rapidly. But amidst all this change, it's important to remember that the fundamentals of good financial management, those remain the same.
Right, like setting a budget, saving for the future, not spending more than you earn. Those things never go out of style, no matter how fancy the technology gets.
Exactly. These innovations are tools that can enhance and support good financial habits. But they're not a magic bullet.
So what does all this mean for our listener out there who's trying to navigate this brave new world of finance?
It means we're entering an era of unprecedented possibilities. These advancements have the potential to make financial services more accessible, more efficient, and more tailored to individual needs.
Yeah, it really is a lot to process, and it's all happening so fast. Well, as we wrap up our deep dive into the future of fintech, is there one key takeaway you want our listener to really walk away with?
That's a good question. I think the biggest takeaway is that the future of finance is being shaped by technology in ways we're only just beginning to grasp. Whether it's AI making personalized financial advice more accessible, or blockchain revolutionizing how we do transactions, or embedded finance like weaving these financial services seamlessly into our lives, the pace of innovation is just remarkable.
Yeah, it really is. You've done such a good job explaining all this stuff to us. I really feel like we're on the cusp of something big.
It does feel that way, doesn't it?
Mm.
And, as we embrace these changes, it's important to remember that technology is a tool. It can be used to create a more inclusive and efficient financial system. But it's up to us to make sure it's used responsibly.
That's a great point. We need to be mindful of the potential downsides and work to mitigate any unintended consequences. But before we let our listener go, I got to ask you one final question. Of all the innovations we talked about today, which one are you personally most excited about and why?
Ooh, that is a tough one.
Yeah.
So much to be excited about. But if I had to choose just one, I'd say the potential of DeFi 2.0 to really democratize finance is just incredibly inspiring. The idea that individuals can have more control over their financial lives and access to a wider range of services, and even participate in shaping the future of finance. It's really empowering.
I love that. It's not just about making things faster or cheaper. It's about giving people more agency and opportunity within the financial system.
Exactly. And for our listener out there, I'd encourage them to think about which of these trends resonates most with them. Which innovations spark their curiosity? Which ones do they see themselves using in their own lives?
That's a great point. It really highlights how these seemingly futuristic concepts are actually closer than we think. And they really could reshape not just the financial industry, but also our everyday lives.
Absolutely. The future of finance is being written right now, and we're all a part of it.
I love it. That is a great note to end on. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive today and for sharing all your insights with us.
It was my pleasure. I always enjoy these conversations.
And to our listeners out there, thank you for tuning in to your personalized deep dive. We hope this has given you some food for thought as you navigate this exciting future of finance. Until next time, stay curious,